Hey everybody, I'm Chase Senior and he's Harrison Graham. You're watching Any Given Thursday by Chat Sports. We go live every single Thursday at 5 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Pacific.
The video you're about to watch first aired on that show this past Thursday, so sit back and enjoy, and if you like what you see, join us every Thursday on Chat Sports. Okay, let's go ahead and talk about the Golden State Warriors throughout the preseason. Lots of news and rumors coming out. Obviously, injury storylines continue to be prevalent. Harrison Graham and Chase Senior here. Golden State looking to be a contender here this year, so Chase cooked up three storylines that are kind of making their ways through the headlines of the NBA right now.
Yeah, let's take a look at Golden State Warriors, specifically James Wiseman. He's coming off that meniscus tear, and I thought last year as a rookie, he had some really, really good highs and some really, really bad lows. Clashed at times with Steve Kerr. His playing time was sporadic. It's unfortunate for him because prior to suffering that injury, he had made his way into that starting lineup for Golden State, and I thought at times he was starting to show why he was the number 2 pick of the 2020 NBA draft. Now, in hindsight, a lot of people are like, I don't know, you could have had Lamelo Ball, you could have had James Wiseman. I think Wiseman's skill set on Golden State does fit nicely if he does make it into that starting 5, but he's not expected to join this team in regular season game action until maybe end of October, maybe even November. It wouldn't surprise me if the Warriors as an organization are very, very conservative with this injury approach and they don't bring him back until December. I think when healthy, he can play. Good rim runner, good athlete. I really, really would like to see him stretch his offensive game out to the three-point arc to make him really, really dangerous. But I do want to ask you this. If you could go back in hindsight and do a redraft and select either James Wiseman or Lamelo Ball, who would you go with, Warriors fans? Type JW for James Wiseman, type LB for Lamelo Ball. Get those votes in the comment section down below. Preseason storyline number 2 for the Golden State Warriors. It's all about Klay Thompson's recovery, and that's really the overarching theme for this upcoming year and the biggest story for the Warriors in 2021-2022. If Klay Thompson is able to get back to that all-star caliber form that he was at from 2014 to 2019 when he was making it to all-star games and he was lighting it up from deep and he was one of the premier defenders across the NBA when it came to guarding some of the best wings across the association, Klay Thompson was superb. I mean, he really was a good lockdown defender and a guy who you could rely on to not have to dribble the basketball that much. That's why he fits so nicely alongside Steph, Draymond, and KD. He could just be a catch-and-shoot guy or a couple of dribbles and knock down some threes. If Klay Thompson returns back from that ACL tear and that Achilles tear to be an all-star caliber player, not even that maybe, just be a very, very solid player, man, Golden State could be dangerous, and I think they could get back into that championship contention. Producer Jeremy Chuggs cooking up this question for you. How confident are you in Klay Thompson coming back to full form? Scale it for me from 1 to 69, 1 being not confident at all, 69 being very, very confident.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. Preseason storyline number 3, and it's really the biggest preseason storyline that we continue to follow here on Warriors Today. It's the emergence of Jordan Poole. Preseason game number 1, he drops a 30-piece, was a playmaker, a guy who put the ball on the deck, was making it rain from deep. He was dropping some deep threes, and everybody has been raving about his work ethic and the passion that he's put into him becoming a much better player.
It's a pool party.
It's a pool party. Let's go. Awesome headline. Producer Jeremy just killing it with the graphics today. But Jordan Poole, it looks as though he's going to occupy that starting spot for Klay Thompson until he gets back. And then Steve Kerr was asked, hey, when Klay does come back, is Jordan Poole going to start? And Steve Kerr basically said, I don't really envision, if he continues to play this well, Jordan Poole not being in that starting 5. So could Andrew Wiggins maybe come off the bench and Poole is in that starting 5? That's something that we're going to continue to monitor because this guy in the preseason and in training camp has been balling out, playing excellent basketball. And if you look at the trends from last year after he got called back up to the G League, it's really not much of a surprise. So, like this video, if you think that Jordan Poole is going to have a breakout season, he started to break out after the All-Star break last year. Could he average 15 to 20 points per game per night, considering that the defensive focus for opposing teams is going to be fully on Steph Curry and Klay once he comes back? I think that's a possibility. Like the video, if you think Jordan Poole can break out this year. What do you think, H. Graham?
Yeah, so I like all these headlines. Obviously, to me, the biggest wild card is Thompson's health. I mean, I think we all know that. That goes without saying. We'll see when he returns. If he is healthy by the playoffs and close to full form, this team is dangerous regardless of what their seed is. Obviously, it would be a bonus if Wiseman gets healthy and is actually a real starting contributor. But with Jordan Poole, I like what I was seeing. I thought last year he really took advantage of opportunities to kind of become a real player in this league. Because I think his rookie year was like, is this guy going to be something? Well, I think there's no doubt he's part of this rotation. The question is, can he be maybe not a cornerstone, but like a legit starter type or a legit, volume 6-man type? I think that's very much a possibility with him starting to emerge, like you said. So I think that Golden State, I think, is the biggest wild card in the NBA. I really, really do. I think they could win it all. I think they could miss the playoffs if certain things don't go their way.
Depending on
Klay. A lot of it depends on health, and a lot of it depends on if Steph is still an MVP candidate, which I definitely think he could be. So the NBA preseason is ongoing. Harrison Graham and Chase Sr. here, and which means the NBA regular season is just around the corner. So we'll kind of get you guys caught up with some of the schedule, the dates, and storylines in the preseason here. Obviously, some games have already happened. All teams, I should say, play 4 exhibition games during the preseason before things get ramped up here in the later part of October. October 19th, there's a couple of games, and then all 30 NBA teams are in action by the 21st. But basketball, it's back in the preseason. The regular season is almost back. Chase, you ready, man? You ready for opening night?
I'm ready because I started here at Chat Sports on March 1, and I got to see what the NBA trade deadline was like, NBA playoffs, NBA free agency, the NBA draft, and I got to see firsthand how wide of an audience we have when it comes to the NBA. I'm ready to ramp up our coverage because I love talking hoops with the peeps.
So type me down in the comments if you're ready for opening night of the NBA. Get those me's down below. We've talked about this recently, the MVP odds, Chase. Anything change for you? You think these make sense? Luka plus 400, Steph plus 500, Giannis, Embiid, and LeBron, and several others at plus 1,200 as well. How do you feel about the latest Vegas odds when it comes to MVP?
Well, there's a scenario in which I could see every one of these guys winning MVP.
Sure.
Like if the Mavericks are a top 3 team and Luka averages 30 plus, I could see him winning the MVP. If Steph Curry has a season for an entire 82-game slate like he had after the All-Star break last year, in which he put forward one of the best offensive displays that we've ever seen, he could win MVP. If the Warriors are back with a healthy Klay Thompson, Giannis has a lot of momentum considering he's coming off that NBA Finals MVP, and he's already won a couple of league MVPs. And then if Joel Embiid really puts the team on his back during all of this Ben Simmons controversy and drama.
If he goes out now, averages like 31
I think he would have won
13.
last year if he didn't get injured. That paved the way for Nikola Jokic to win MVP. At 7-1 odds, that's pretty good value. And then LeBron James and Kevin Durant, both at 12-1 odds. Let's say the Lakers come back, they're the number 1 seed, and by far and away they're the best team in the NBA. LeBron could win it, and then KD is always a walking bucket to win MVP.
How disrespectful are we being to Jokic? He's not even in the top 5.
I know.
He won it last year.
I just don't think he's going to win back-to-back.
Probably not, but man, that's pretty disappointing for him. Shout out your favorite player in the comments. Maybe it's one of those guys. Maybe it's someone else. Let us know who your favorite player in the NBA actually is right now. We'll go ahead and take a look at the title odds as well. This is the most recent odds here. You got to wonder if these Nets odds start to shift here, Chase, with the whole Kyrie Irving situation. You got the Lakers at plus 300 and then defending champs at plus 900.
If I had to put money on a team right now, I wouldn't put money on the Nets. First of all, there's not really good value, and we don't know how often Kyrie Irving is going to be available for Brooklyn because there's a chance that he doesn't play any of the home games in Brooklyn. Lakers at plus 300 at 3-1 odds. It's decent value. I'm kind of looking, if you want value, like true value, Bucks at 9-1 odds, Warriors at 11-1 odds. I really wouldn't take the Jazz. I think the Bucks and Warriors have the best odds on that list.
I think the best value play is the Bucks at plus. I mean, they won it last year.
Yeah.
I mean, they're at least in the mix, if nothing else. So, hey, NBA season just around the corner. Preseason continues to get underway as we get to see, kind of that first sniff of these 30 teams before basketball officially gets back on October 19th. I can't wait, and we'll continue to have you guys covered here at Chat Chat Sports. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv. Myself, Chase Sr. will have you guys covered on all things NBA throughout the regular season. Once trade deadline almost gets here in March, that's when things really ramp up. And then, of course, the postseason and next offseason as well. It's youtube.com/chatsportstv.